The concept of business for an African man is deeply rooted in their beliefs, in their cosmology, in their sociology, and in everything that has to do with an African man. Now, I'll come with an example today from the Yoruba extraction of West Africa. The Yorubas will say, "Ọ̀nà kan wọjà, ní mú babaláwo dífá ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run." I'll try as much as possible to explain it for us to understand for the purpose of this discussion. Now, the Ifa priest goes ahead to divinate every five days. Why? Because if his divination is limited to once, probably in a week, once in a month, once in a year, how will he know what Eledumare is telling him? That's just the literal translation of what I've just said, of what that adage simply means. Ọ̀nà kan wọjà, ní mú babaláwo dífá ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run. So let's come back to Yoruba sociology. For an African man, business for him is not one stream of income. Business for African man is not one stream of income. Work for an African man is not limited to one stream of income. When an African man is doing anything, he's either doing 2, 3, or 4. Because an African man knows that one job is not enough to feed a family. An African man knows that one business is not enough to feed a family. Now that tells us the principle of diversification in business. So it's not alien to us, it's an African thing. So if somebody comes around and say, "Oh, African businesses, they don't do business in Africa. Africa don't really do business, they are just farmers, they are just this, they are just that." It's because you don't understand the depth of African sociology. Now let's come back to today's term as a person. As a single man, you probably need a little to survive. But the moment you get married, you need more than that little to survive. Because you're already two mouths eating in your house. By the time you have a son or a child, it makes 3. Now, by the time you go ahead to have the second, the third, the meaning is whatever you were doing as a single man is not enough to keep you going as a family man. So, however, you have to begin to look inwardly and deeply to potentials around you within your community in Africa to be able to solve more problems and make more provisions for your family. Now, what if your children now begin to go to school? And now we know that education is not free. An African man is always proud to send his children as far as the university level, sometimes to master's degree. All these things cost money. So one stream of income is not enough. This is the belief of the African man when it comes to business. So diversification is deeply rooted in the African business concept of our fathers. Africans. Why is it that today, the only job you have is the only job you have? You will complain because it can never be enough. Why is it that the only shop you have, the only thing you are selling is the only thing you are still selling to today? It can't be enough. You are now a family man. You now have more responsibilities. Arise, Africa. Tap deeply into the potentials that are around us and are around you. Let's take advantage of it. Let's use it to benefit ourselves and to develop Africa to what it is supposed to be. Inspired by Ori, guided by Africa. Ori